Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog.stampwithelaine.com and welcome to my 2018 12-week countdown to Christmas series, published every Friday until the 7th of December. If you follow me or subscribe, you know that I'm on a mission to only do one layer cards because of the postage costs. Today is episode 4. I'm using the Alpine Adventure bundle. This is the Alpine Adventure set. It's in photopolymer and these are the coordinating dies. If you purchase both together, it will save you 10%. So these are the dies. This one, it cuts out the ski, so obviously you need a pair. These are the holly leaves, a wreath, some bells, a bow and a little present. Of course the toboggan, a label, the sleigh, the sled rather, and the snowshoe. So the snowshoe actually is in two parts. You need to cut out the middle, so when you're cutting it you need to place it face down on your cutting plate over the cardstock and nestle them like that. Other stamp set you need is the hardwood background stamp, and the cardstock I'm using are the foil edge cards and envelopes. You can get them in silver with the silver edge or the gold. They're $8.75 for 20 cards and 20 envelopes. You'll also need a whisper white piece cut at 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. That's 12.7 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters. Got the Joyous Noel glimmer paper sheets. There are 8 each of 3 colours in a pack, and there are 24 sheets in a pack, I think. You'll also need some multi-purpose adhesive sheets. I've gone ahead and adhered them to the back of the glimmer papers already. Early Espresso cardstock, Early Espresso Merry Merlot and Coastal Cabana ink, a softly falling textured embossing folder, and I'm using Nature's Twine. There's 4 colours in a pack. I'm not sure if it's 4 or 3. I think it's 4. And of course you need your Big Shot. First I'm going to get some scrap and place my background stamp on one side of it. Now, because this stamp is so big, I tend to take the cardstock to the stamp rather than the other way round. So ink up your hardwood stamp with Early Espresso ink. Then pop your cardstock on top and fold your scrap paper over and rub your hand over it to make sure it's covered the whole of the stamp. Bring in my Big Shot and place my cardstock, the stamped one with the hardwood, on top, and I'm going to cut my sleigh, cutting edge face down, with the grain of the wood that way. If you cut a big block like that, you can do several. I think you can probably get, at a pinch, about 3 across. Top cutting plate, and then I'll run it through the Big Shot. Now I've die cut the toboggan, I don't know what you call it. I'm going to thread this Nature's Twine through it. So I've cut off a section and then I sort of tear it apart like that. So I've done that. Now I'm going to just pop that through the hole, thread it through the hole here. Make sure there's enough there, and I'm just going to tie a double knot. pull it tight. But be careful so that you don't break your sleigh or your toboggan. I just keep getting confused. Trim it off and then put it somewhere safe, and we'll work on other elements of the card. Bring in your Big Shot platform. You only need the basic platform, the base cutting plate, and then sandwich your cardstock in the folder and place it with the hinge side on the narrow bit here, and then I'll run that through the Big Shot, so I'll be back. Now I've embossed it. I want to have the more dense embossed spots at the top. The more sparse dots at the bottom I'll stamp on. So I'm not going to glue this on just yet. I toyed with the idea on whether to have it at an angle or straight, and I decided that if you lean something against the wall, it's usually straight, so I opted for the straight orientation. Next, I want to stamp Let It Snow, so I'll do it over here. I'm going to set this aside again, and we need to do a bit more die cutting. Out with the magnetic platform and the die cutting base plate. I'm going to use these to die cut my holly leaves, that Merry Merlot colour to die cut my bow. You're probably wondering why I don't just cut out a tiny bit and only use that rather than the whole sheet. It's because you can use up the spaces in between, so I'd prefer to leave it on the sheet as a whole, and then there's no way. Look, for instance here I cut the bauble, but then I managed to cut a little bow out of that little corner. So I'll go and do that off camera and I'll be back. Oh, for goodness sake, I forgot to press record. Anyway, I've glued that bit onto the card front and then attached my leaves and bow to the sled. Now we'll do the inside of the card, and I'm stamping with Merry Merlot. Bring back my foam mat and stamp Christmas greetings on the inside. That's the beauty of a photopolymer stamp. You can see where you're stamping. Postal Cabana ink. This little diddy one. They haven't got a block small enough, so I keep smudging. We'll cover that smudge up with another . There you have it. Now I've deliberately made these cards really simple so that it's not too labour intensive. When you have lots and lots to send, there's plenty of time to show your talent at other times of the year, but when you're making so many at Christmas, you want something that's quick and easy. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. Pop back for more inspiration next week. I'll see you next time. Bye.